All the days of my life I praise you. Everything that I have now you gave to me, Baba. Lord, I say for your love I'm grateful. Yes, you love me plenty, you came to die for me. Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Nissi, I am that I am. Ooh. Oh, I search around, there's no one else like you. Lion of Judah, you're the man. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. God has given me victory. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. Hallelujah. 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 Come and see what the Lord has done for me. He has taken away my sorrows and now I'm free. I got me, hallelujah, bro. I got my hallelujah, power. Because of Jesus, every day that I do. Double, heavenly blessings, I am at receive. Ah, yeah. God, your grace and mercy is always to follow me. Yeah. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. God has given me victory. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. Hallelujah. 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 If Jesus has given you victory, come let's dance, let's give him praises now. If Jesus has given you victory, come let's dance, let's give him praises now. Because of Jesus, every day that I got do. Double, heavenly blessings, now him I receive. Ah, yeah. God, your grace and mercy is always to follow. Yeah. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. Oh, my God has given me victory. Oh, he has given me victory. He has given me victory. Hallelujah. 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 Because of Jesus, every day that I do. Double, heavenly blessings that he might receive. Ah, yeah. God, your grace and mercy is always to follow me.
Bedio, 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 Muyon prayer bosia. The joy of deliverance, the joy of salvation. I have a joy, the joy of salvation, the joy of deliverance. Joy every day. I have have a joy, the joy of salvation, the joy of deliverance, joy every day. I have a joy, the joy of salvation, the joy of deliverance, the joy of redemption. I have a joy, the joy of salvation, the joy of salvation.
Good day and welcome to Family Connection Network. We are here every Sunday at this time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, I'm here with my colleague, Levi Tatos Diner, and today is Easter Sunday. Minister Levi, welcome.
Well, thank you, Sodo. It's nice being here. It's been a while, been a little busy with family stuff and other community services. But again, I'm glad to be here today. And today is one of the most exciting days in Christendom. And we can't just wait to start with discussion and start serving our people out there. There's something that we always like to do, regardless of circumstances and difficulties, challenges around the place. We always make time to come on this platform from the Connection Network to stay connected with our people. So I want to say thank you, Sudo. I'm right here, just relaxing, getting ready to start the whole project. Thank you.
Great. Just to let our many followers know tonight, and many on the table is we'll be talking a little bit about the Easter Sunday today. We'll talk about our go for Congress and a main guest. We have a guest coming up, Deacon Telee Brown. Will be coming around 6 p.m. tonight, Eastern Time, to talk about the Little Liberia Way. There is a street name in New York, Little Liberia Way. The visionary, the guy who did the work behind it, will be coming up and we'll be having a discussion tonight. But until then, Levi, let's start this whole thing. What does Easter mean to you?
Easter means a lot, not in the capacity of a minister, but as somebody who has passed through the rank and file of Christendom from a Sunday school student from my early childhood till now that I have turned a grown man. Easter is one of the most important days that Christians, reference, and I believe that without Easter, there will be nothing that we call today Christianity, because it's the one that has proven is the justification to Christianity. So when you say Easter, especially Easter Sunday, the Resurrection Sunday, this what defines Christianity. This what Christianity is all about. So I mean, it means all. It means the whole religion. It means a whole a set of people that have this ideology that there is a Christ, there's a Savior, because He died and He rose again. And today is one of the most precious days in Christendom. And Christian all over the world, are celebrating in different forms and counts, referencing the Savior's death and His restoration. And because He lives, and I can assure you, brother, we have hope for tomorrow. So Christian all over the world are celebrating Easter and knowing that Easter means more than a lot to us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. I know you are a minister, so you could preach an entire sermon on this whole issue of Easter. But I know one thing the same people who said last Sunday, Hosanna, Hosanna, Christ enter Jerusalem, were the same people before Pontius Pilate on Friday saying, give us Barnabas and crucify him. And today,
Christ is raising from the grave. As he regularly said, without this Holy Week, there will be nothing called Christianity. Hey, we don't want to bore you too much with this religious stuff, but I know today those who want to service and want to church want to say just keep it holy, just one more day to complete the Holy Week. Minister, let us go to this whole event that you guys got coming up. Agoda for Congress. Last week, I hosted Dr. Agoda. He's a candidate for the 11th Congressional District, and he's hosting a political fundraiser. Can you tell us a little about this political fundraiser?
Uh, First of all, Dr. Agoda, the name being spelled out in full is Kwame Agoda Kosuma, and a lot of people have difficulty pronouncing the full name. I've gotten a little bit used to it because I've been with him for quite a while. I've studied him, I've known him inside out, and he's somebody that I can vibe for. He's somebody that I have decided to put my all in, to ensure that his quest, for you know New York City congressman is achieved, and I can say for free that he's somebody to count on. However, drawing back to the issue of the fundraiser, with this come fundraiser, the 24th of April going to be our second fundraiser. It's about people coming together to see how best they can make their own decision. It's been times in memorial. We all can count that, especially for the Staten Island Liberian community, the African community. We have invested our energy, our time, and our resources in a lot of people that have failed us. And sometimes we call that the starter code. It has failed, massively. So, what can we do? We cannot just continue to be waitress and waiters at the dinner table. We have to sit at the table of decision making. So, we've come up with our own candidate, Dr. Komi Agoda Kusuma. He's our candidate, and he's running for Congress, Congressional District 11, Staten Island, and South in Brooklyn. And this fundraising coming out on the 24th is something that we want to see out of the Staten Islanders as well as the Brooklyners and people beyond our reach coming together to see how best we can support as a grassroots, a teacher, somebody that have been out there mentoring and teaching our kids, for over 33 years. Somebody that has you. I don't know as to whether you've been a teacher, but those that are out there that have been teachers before in their lifetime, they will know. I've been a teacher before. I've taught computer science at the junior, elementary, and junior high level for a couple of years back in Africa. I know what it takes, to be a teacher, and also in the Lost Vineyards as a teacher, also being a Sunday school superintendent for the Christ Assembly Lutheran Church. I know what it takes to be able to impart other people that knowledge that they don't have to better their lives, so he has put his whole time to this, and he just retired this gone February. And he's taking that he has to take public service at another level. So we are coming together, all of our African and that of other nationalities and people of other colors. It's not only the African, because remember he's representing the Congressional District 11, so it has to do with African Americans, and you just call it, and the white. You look beyond the color border. He's representing the entire district, so it's a good thing that we put this fundraiser event together to see how best we can be able to tell Dr. Agoda that he's not in this race all alone, and we are going to put our 1 and 2 cents in this race. Our family, our relatives, our friends have all committed themselves to this great project, and we're going to do all we can. I can assure you to make this another historic event. We are within it with our body, our soul, and everything. So those are out there. I'm just wanting to tell you that the event again is on April 24th. It's at the startings, and there are several ways to book a ticket. You can book the ticket to the event. We take donation. Remember, there's a campaign and there's a voluntary a process. So we take donation. The kind of a minimum donation we take is like $75 for this dinner. You can contribute. Remember, you can contribute anything, but for the dinner, because we have gone and make some preparation and organize some stuff, and wanting to ensure that Dr. Agoda is in Congress and becoming our next congressman come November. So we want to say you can come purchase a ticket. The ticket just a $75 donation minimum. So purchase a ticket. There are many ways you can get a ticket. If you have Zelle, you can be able to obtain your ticket through info at with the @ Agoda 4, the number 4 Congress.com. Or if you have or what we call the cash out, you can also make a donation through the cash out, and the number is 646 939 3369. And all of this just to see how best we can be able to sponsor our own candidate, you know, sponsoring our own candidate, making our own representation, creating our own representative is what we're trying to do. We're not trying to show that we have all of the money. We're not trying to show that we are rich, but we are of the minority population. We are of the minority group. So this is the campaign of the people. So I'm encouraging everyone out there. This comes Sunday, the 24th, of April, ranging from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Come on, join us. Let's see how best we can create our own leaders. We have put our energies together before in the past, sponsor people to ascend at these places, but they have taken us nowhere. Let us try this time around to push one of our own, Dr. Kwame Agoda Kasuma, and see as to how best we can be able to contribute in making the difference. Again, I want to tell you that Dr. Agoda's campaign is an open campaign. If you want to know about a little more about him, just go to the website www. Dr. Agoda is AGODA, the number 4 Congress.com, and you're going to have everything that you want to know about Dr. Agoda. And if you find it difficult or challenging to go through that process, you can simply call the number 646 939 3369. Again, 646 939 3369, and we'll tell you how you can get your ticket as well as attend the event. So so that wherever you are going from, we think we are encouraging our people. We think this program will be a success. We think our people can be able to put their heads together, put their finances together, their resources together, and give them more as well as financial support to ensuring that we can take one of our own at the level of Congress.
Thank
That
you so
nothing is
much.
possible.
Thank you so much, Minister. But if there's anybody out there who would like to volunteer to Agoda for Congress, because I know Agoda have contributed immensely into the educational sector. He served the kids. The children were out there. He'd been teaching the children for over 33 years. So he have decided to come out there and go to Congress and take care of the parents. If somebody listening to us who would like to volunteer for this campaign, how can they volunteer? I know the event is also coming up this Sunday. You already talk about it. You talk about the price. You talk about how they can get the ticket. But if somebody wants to volunteer, what's the way to get to be a part of this whole good initiative? How can one volunteer?
So there are several ways to sign up to be a volunteer. Dr. Agoda campaign, like I said, is an open campaign. You can go to the website www.agoda is AGODA number 4 Congress.com, and you want to see volunteers or donate. Out of those, you can be able to sign up to be one of our volunteers, and we can all join. And somebody will say, where is this momentum coming from. We've tried, unfortunately, we failed. We've pushed too many people up to higher height, and they have brought nothing to our community. So somebody that has already contributed, immensely. This man has contributed 33 years of his lifetime in the classroom. So there is no way to dispute his contribution. He's already contributed to this nation, to our community, to the black and brown community, to the Hispanic community, to the marginalized community, his services, his effort. He's just trying to modify, to push that to Congress so that we can do more. Because oftentimes when you're in the classroom trying to propagate the message, it's a little limited. Okay, what those kids supposed to have, you can only contribute in that area when it comes to academically or academic let's say preparation. That's how you contribute, to fuel them, to teach them. But what happens to the system, what happens to those mechanisms that we ought to put in place to ensure that our kids are taught rightfully and they are given the rightful support, and those decisions are made on the table. They are made in the classroom. When you are in the classroom, if you have been an instructor before, the resources that the administration provides is what you deal with. But when you're on the table, you have the choice, you have the ability to make decisions that will favor the case as to what they receive and who is giving them what they should receive. So I think that is the biggest area. He's been 33 years in the classroom, from the college level to the high school level, and you just count it. And now he's taking it to another level. So let us put our faith in this. Let us put our trust in this. Let us put our effort in this. Wherever you are and you want to be a part of this campaign, the campaign is open. Just call the number 646 939 3369 to be a part of the Agoda for Congress campaign. And shortly before I just hang the curtain and allow Soto to come in, because I know he's prepared and he's just it's kind of a warming up, is to tell you that you don't have to be a registered Democrat to support Agoda for Congress, as long as you are a citizen of this country and you are of the age of 18 and above. You can support any political institution, you know, that you deem it necessary to support. So Agoda is not only being a Democrat, is not only taking in the support or assistance from Democrat people that believe in this conservative Democrat, a Democrat that respect families' value. You can donate to this campaign, and we can assure you that come June 28th, the primary, we can all put our efforts together and show the people, show the system what unity brings. Thank you, brother sir.
If you're just joining us, we said very early today, this was just a side talk. Pretty soon, we're trying to make some adjustment. We'll get Deacon Telee Brown, the man behind the naming of a street in honor of Liberia, Little Liberia Way, will be our guest tonight to tell us how this whole initiative, the whole project unfolded, who was involved, how he went through the process, and what's the significance to the Liberian people right here on Staten Island. But Minister, while we still waiting, why would you say to somebody who say, "Hey, I'm not interested in politics. Politicians are just the same. They come to us if they need our vote. Why should somebody be interested this time around?"
Unfortunately, people that say that they're not interested in politics, they are actually saying that they do not have interest in, should I say, life in totality. And what do I mean by this? There is no way that you know, kind of like say to yourself that I have nothing and I will have nothing to do with politics. Because everything about politics, we find those things to be a part of our day-to-day activities. Now, I'm not interested in politics, but interested in academic. But people that make the decisions for the academic status, these are people that are running the political show. So the problem is, if we do not elect the people that we believe in, the people that we've trust, the people that we've worked with, the people that we've eaten with, to make those decisions on our behalf, guess what happens? We select or elect the wrong people to make those decisions. So for some of us that say, oh, I'm a clergyman, or I'm not interested in politics, I don't want to like bother with politics, I don't see the thing being my thing. I think you're getting it all wrong. Because guess what? The decision of the schools that your kids go to, politicians are the one making those decisions. The decision of the hospital that we ourselves go to, those decisions are regulated by politicians. The decision of the pharmaceutical company, those decisions are regulated by politicians. So the thing is, if you do not put people that you can trust, or people that you can work with, or people that you've known into those key positions to foster those decisions or those desire of yours, what happens is that you get the wrong people in place, and they continue to make the wrong decisions. And we, as people that have decided over the years that we are not going to be involved into politics, we will always fall victims of the decisions that people that are not actually in our interest, made. So there's about time that, regardless of which side of the divide you're on, I'm encouraging you. It's not about politics, it's about representation. I know the word politics sounds so strong, it has a lot attached to it, but thinking about somebody that have felt what you feel, thinking about somebody that have eaten in the same plate that you ate in or you eat in, think about somebody that went to the same school that you went to, think about somebody that have felt the act of being marginalized for years, think about somebody that is struggling to make the American dream, somebody that have the same hope as you, somebody that have passed through the rank and file, somebody that feel hunger. Think about those people and make a decision. And I can tell you for free that Dr. Agoda is somebody that I have as a minister of the gospel and as a resident, a permanent resident of the Staten Island Liberian community, have vetted, and I can assure you that he can be trusted. So do not sit on the fence. Join us. Don't say you don't have time for politics, because we need this representation. And let's see how far we can push Dr. Agoda and making our next congressman come November. God's willing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister Lever. As I said very earlier today, tonight with us, we got Deacon Telee Brown, a Little Liberia Advocate, a brother who's behind the naming of one of the streets on Staten Island today called Little Liberia Way. Tonight we have him with us. Just want to say we are very happy and pleased to have you, Deacon Brown. And thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for this operations that you guys carry on to broadcast things that happen in the community. And thanks for other things you do for our community. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Deacon Brown. So tonight, basically, we just want to see how this whole project unfolded. First and foremost, how was it envisioned? How the dream came about? How did the whole thing unfold to the event yesterday? Because I was at the event, that was an elaborate event. We had past officials, the government, current, and even those intending to go into government were there. And for our many viewers, just a little bit, just tell them who is Deacon Brown.
I'm Deacon Telee Brown. a member of the Staten Island Liberian community. I've been around for some years now, over 20 years, and I have served in various capacities with the community, especially our association. I did at one point serve as secretary. I serve as a board member and serve as vice president. Later on, ran in an election, won as president, served my term. We did what we could do, and when time came, we left. I have also served with ULA as the United Liberian Organization in Americas, Union of Liberian Associations in the Americas, our ULA. I've served as board member. I've also been involved with my own county organization, that's the National Bombing County Associations in the Americas. I did serve as chapter head here in New York. I later served as board member. When the organization became dormant, we were able to reinvigorate things, and I served as board chair for the reactivation process. We headed that for like 2 years, a little over a year, and now that organization is up and running, vibrant, providing services. I also serve on my town organization, Clay District, where we've done some things. I mean, we've just been very busy, our hands dirty, and I'm currently on the community board, Community Board 1. You know, every city has various community boards that work on budgetary and quality of life and budgetary issues. And those things are forwarded to the main authorities on an advisory basis. So I serve as a member of the community board, specifically Community Board 1. We've been there for a little over 5 years now. And those are all, I would say, my nighttime jobs.
Thank you so much. We want to
Those
say
are volunteer activities we are involved with. I got my daytime job, which
I know.
is not activity for this forum.
We want to commend you so much for your service and what you do for our community. Given a fight that you have been here over the time, and whether you are in authority or not, you make sure that you are still part of the process of make sure that our community is still holding together. Let us come to our discussion for today. Tell us how this project of Little Liberia Way all started.
Like, let me just go straight to the chase, cut to the chase. Like other places, you see we have the we have Little Italy, we have Chinatown, we have Spanish Harlem. There are places that identify with the people who came, immigrants who came and lived there, and are making. They even have Jamaica in Queens, and these are communities where immigrant population came and made impact. They contributed to the vibrancy of those areas. So there came a time the authorities thought it wise to grant them the necessary recognition owing to the fact that they did do some things to keep the community going. So over the years, Liberians have been saying that we have been saying it in our local corners that we think it's important that we have something in our name. We've tried community centers. It did not work. In my tenure, we were able to secure a community center that did not work. We've done some things even as individuals. We have people securing homes. We have people building organizations. So all of these things keep happening. But there has always been a talk around, like I said, either in small groups or larger fora. Also, what can we do to really leave a sort of indelible mark here? So when we talk, sometimes we mention, oh, could we build this big structure? Could we build just something to make sure that when our children should have come years after, they remember us? And you know, as it is in many quarters, you say things, the ideas die, we don't pursue them. And there were times we also had the discussion, and let's make sure that let's name this community that is popularly known as Little Liberia. Because that particular area, for many times, there are even newspaper people, media people have referred to the area as Little Liberia. They have written articles and referred to the area as Little Liberia. So being that the idea comes and goes, I thought it wise, like 4 years ago, to ensure that it is organized, structure, and brought to success. It was predicated upon that we did the necessary research, the necessary paperwork, and made contact with the appropriate authorities. And yesterday was what happened as a result of a lot of hard work, a lot of planning, engagement, because you have to keep engaging the authorities. So when we, in fact, talk about this in the meeting, it was early 2020. We were playing the July 26th program. So I registered the organization with list of organizations because it was like a Liberian meeting. And I put the Little Liberia and said, "Oh, Deacon Brown, we calling Little Liberia here again?" I said, "Guys, I chose the opportunity to say what indeed I was talking about." I said, "We've been here many years now, and a lot of things we've said we cannot do. But I think this little thing, it may be in terms of arrangement, in terms of organization, difficult to do. But I told folks, let us do it, let us pursue it, let us engage the authorities to at least name a corner, a street, a place in honor of Liberians, in honor of Liberia, because of what we've done." Others say, "Oh God, man, I don't think it's going to work." But I say, "Okay, I'm going to begin to pursue it. Me, my family, and some friends." So we pursue it, and today here we are. We are Little Liberia. I think the first time in the States. I may be wrong, but that's what I know of. That's the first time in the States to have area designated in the name of Liberia.
Yeah, Deacon Brown, I know that you don't want to go into details, but this is done already. Let's give the people the detail. This requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of teamwork, people who supported this initiative. I don't know why, because you don't want to call names, but it's good to call names, people who contributed. Let's say, oh, Deacon Brown and Mr. X, we all came together at this day. This is what we did. We want some digital because we want to commend these people for this great job.
I'll tell you this much.
Yeah.
There was no tangible contribution from anywhere before now amongst us. What I did was, I think I needed the necessary support in terms of who's doing this. So when I spoke to my former leaders, they said, "Yes, go ahead. We are all part of it." And it was like a moral support. I got a lot of moral support, tell you that much. And you will count names like Tugwapot, all of the former leaders, all of them are directly or indirectly part of this. We name them: Tugwapot, Orita, Yates, Bestman, Abraham Tucker. In fact, it was during his tenure when this project was initiated. Fama said as a former board member. So I had a listing of I had a listing of all of the former presidents, the former board leaders, and I remain in contact with them. But when it comes to the actual work, they remain supportive, morally supportive. Those have encouraged me. So that's how much in terms of support we really got. But a few were pessimistic, but most of them were optimistic, and they said, "Yes, let's do it, and ultimately it was done."
Deacon Brown, was this project? I know it required research and other things. Was it financially involved, where you have to pay some money somewhere, and what have you?
So my phone, for every time to touch, I have to disable something.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, for every time the kids, For every
Yeah,
time the
it's
kids
all
come
right.
to, yeah, they come around the door and things goes
It's
down.
all
But
right. Yeah,
now I
we
want
got
to
you.
use my laptop. Yeah, it was not financial. It was just time. It was not financially involving. There was no financial involvement in it. No, it was time consuming, wherein paperwork had to be done, redone. There was no financial contribution made from me or even from folks. No, we didn't need money. All we needed was time. We needed engagement, and thank God nowadays we have this social media. And probably I would say there was no reason for traveling to do much talking because of the COVID. Everything was done on the phone. There were times we had some Zoom discussion, and that's how it went. There was no financial. Because I understand the background of your question, because these things usually take time. And for me, it's time, the time factor in terms of doing paperwork. It's also this factor of knowing what to do. Okay, keeping at it, consistency. Because there were times I say, oh, you think it's just taking too long. What am I going to get out of it? Let me just forget about it. So now 2, 3 months, I'm not going to call. When this day will just come, I said, no, I think I started something. Let me begin to reinforce it. And like any office, paperwork laying down, people will say, oh, yeah, I don't think it's that urgent. They put it aside. Probably that's why it took up to like 3 years. Yeah, but we kept at it. We initiated. Thanks for moral support. Thanks for encouraging words from people like Bishop Simre. You are one of those who remain in the middle of things. Once in a while, you say, Deacon has a process. I said, yeah, it's going. It's going. And of course, like even I myself, there were times I adapted. So it was normal that others would adapt. But ultimately, when this grand day came last year, I received a call from Debbie Rose's office, our last former councilwoman, who said, oh, Deacon Brown, we have a Christmas present. And that's when she made a revelation that the city council has approved it and the mayor has indeed given it a go ahead. Yeah, but it kept delaying, so we felt discouraged, like I said. But ultimately, it happened, and there were people we kept calling. We kept from the community board level. We kept speaking to people there to help reinforce from our own engagement with other friends in the political circle. We kept engaging them to ensure that this happened. So it was more of a networking, I would say, serious networking to make sure this happened.
Thank you so much. If you're just joining us tonight, we got Telee Brown, the man behind the naming of the street, Little Liberia Way. If you have a comment or a question, please drop us a question or a comment on our live field. Deacon Brown,
Yeah.
let's do a hypothetical case. Can you tell us what are the steps involved? Let's assume I got one street in front of my house. I want to name it Fasa Avenue. What are the steps I need to go through? Do I have to first start with go to community board one before going to a councilwoman, before you come to the council, before the mayor approve? What are those steps? Maybe I want to change the name of the street right before me. I don't know how much contribution have I done on the street.
Let me say it like this. To do such, you must the person must be deceased. Okay.
No, yeah, okay.
Yeah, to name a street in honor of somebody, for the most part, that person has to be deceased. And the process is laborious. Very, very, I mean, it's a lot of things. You will have to do your petition, get names of at least half of the residents on your street. And that's why I say it starts with being deceased. For instance, one of the name in honor of maybe your grandfather or your great grandfather. Okay. I will assume he's already deceased. And that's the process. You must be able to identify the meaningful contribution that person has made towards the street, the area, especially the area that's going to be named in honor of your deceased relative. You will have to make contact with the community board. I mean, I sit on the community board, and There's some background. There's a lot of politics that play. Basically, we all play there, and their votes are taken. Then they will have to recommend to the council. They are intermediaries because when it comes to naming a street in a deceased person's name, like sometimes you see there are a lot of names. Maybe even around your area you may have seen street names or way you may see a few things, but most times those are people who have passed for the most part. In New York here, I was reading the study on that. It can be I Telee Brown, or it has to be someone who's already passed, and you have to identify the contribution that person has made, and that's where you, having done all of the preliminaries, you advance to the city council or your city council person. They takes on the ownership of the petition, and they pursue it from that point. So, and that's the difference when it comes to naming in honor of, uh, like in our case, the Liberian, a Little Liberia. It was not being done for somebody who's passed. For instance, we if we chose to have done it in the name of someone who passed, it would have been much more involving. It would have been much more laborious. I mean, in terms of efforts, because you would have had to do, you would have needed to do a lot of door to door, reaching out to. Is that going on a political thing? All right, looking for name, looking for people to sign on, and usually there's a difference when it comes to that, which a lot of people are not really aware of, and that's where sometimes. But it takes a few people to want to have a place named in honor of an organization. Most people always say, "Oh, name this place for my grand uncle, my grandmother, my mother, my father. I believe that person made build a big hall along the street before, so we should really name this street in that person's name." So that's the normal process that people are aware of. But this other part of it, which happens, is happening in other places. It's not easy to have a place named uh, in honor of Liberia, because you agree with me that even in the community there are challenges. Liberians and most Liberians, Liberian immigrants, black immigrants amongst black immigrants, our hosts. There are just a lot of challenges, but we were able to navigate all of those tough waters, and thank God with the moral support and involvement of the right people at the right time, this became a grand success.
Thank you so much, Deacon Brown. If you're just joining us tonight, we got us Deacon Telee Brown, Little Liberia Advocate, who helped to name the street Little Liberia Way, which official program was held yesterday. Minister Lever.
Yeah, thank you, Solo, and thank you, Deacon Brown. Deacon Brown, happy Easter Sunday.
Happy Easter, I know, right?
Yeah, uh,
That's what look out like the Easter. We happy Easter. It started straight away.
and
Little Liberia.
and
Anyway, I apologize. I should have got it on earlier. I think I heard you guys talking Easter before I got on.
no, it's not to apologize for. It's okay.
Yeah.
For those of you that are watching us, we just want to show you the picture of what actually we are talking about. This is somewhere on Staten Island where you get the Park Hill Avenue and you get the suburb code, and the suburb code is codenamed Little Liberia Way. And this initiative all started according to what we're hearing today with Deacon Telee Brown, that of the former councilwoman. Deacon Brown, quickly to my question, there are cases out there, cases that have been right from Liberian's family, a case that was born into this country, and they just see this thing and they don't know what is it all about. Can you tell us or tell the case out there, or the family out there that grew up that have not been in Liberia, that know nothing about Liberia, what is the significance of naming a street after Liberia that is currently called the Little Liberia Way?
Thank you, Minister Levi. The significance is in many folds, but I will try to keep it at minimum. I mean, in life, like the uh, the baseball legend Jackie Robinson once said, life is not important except in the impact it is on others' lives. There are things we do every day as people. Every day we do things. Like I said yesterday in one of the presentations with some media house, we build our own homes. We even doing our jobs. We're supporting our families. We buying our clothes, riding our cars, eating our good food, helping our relatives to do a lot of things. But things like leaving a mark, a positive mark in a community, sells the community in a big way, in a positive way. And this is one major takeaway. Anybody just walking along there, who knows? A day will come when they want to break all the buildings. They attempted before. I think 15, 20 years ago, when Home Depot was coming, they wanted to break out of those buildings because they believed that the projects would have not brought them the requisite business. So they wanted single homes. When single homes are there, the places at Home Depot will make a lot of money. So they tried, did not succeed. Assuming 5 years from now, not my prayer, not my wish, because our people need the low income structure. Our people need those places. But if they were just to break down that place and to make it like how Brooklyn is now, downtown Brooklyn. Anybody recall, where we see all those skyscrapers in Brooklyn 10, 15 years, they were not there. Those are development that started just 15, 20 years ago. But the name of the streets remain. All right, the name of the street remain. So if that was to happen in our area, government say, okay, we want to stretch downtown, we want to include downtown Staten Island, to include the Stapleton, Clifton area, you will see that the name of the streets are not going to change. The name of the streets are going to remain. Anyone building a house, you have to fit your name within the street. So if someone comes by and we're just walking and say, oh, Liberia Way. So Liberian didn't live here before. So it leads one to understand that if the person had a negative notion about Liberia, they will recalibrate. It will kind of bring them to a reset to understand that Liberians lived here before and they were good people. But more than that, this effort or this initiative to have named that place is also, for me, a memorial for folks that came before us and for the positive contributions they made. Like you have George Vanny Curtis, Billy Curtis, he's commonly called. You have Sam Daniels. Billy Curtis served as president of this community. Hate him, love him. He did what he could do. He left this community with a food pantry. He passed. We lost him to COVID last year. His peace be to his ashes. You have a guy like Jonathan Gibson, one of our most senior deacons. I'm sure some of you may have met him or interacted with him. We also lost him to COVID last year. And the list go on. You even have Sudo, who got shot just around that same building. Was this last year thing? Year before last? Yeah, she got shot. So this is also a memorial to those good people that have left us. Sam Daniel head of a group they call some Peace Action. That organization is still around. So this is a memorial to them as a significance. But this is also a recognition of the good things, the positive contributions that Liberians and their descendants are making to keep the community there vibrant. Park Hill, like President Weah said recently, used to be a slum. It was so terrible. It was nearly unlivable. Yeah, talking about 10, 20 years or maybe 25 years ago. It used to be a very difficult place. Don't get me wrong. Other people came there to live, their children came out good. Today they are doing fine. But there were those exceptions that became so pronounced in terms of negativity that it made everyone to believe that Paki was this very bad place. So that notion today goes out there. But I would tell you that when Liberians begin to settle, today Liberians living there, some are teachers, some are, healthcare providers, some are lawyers, some are doctors. We even had a principal who lived there. We had a city commissioner who lived there. I lived there. So there are people who have made impact, who have helped to keep the community vibrant, who have made a lot of positive contribution. Today, because of the income level of Liberians, Park Hill area now, it is a middle income community. When the income level was being structured to know where the low income people are, for which homes should be built, because they are trying to modernize that Bay Street area, building skyscrapers. There was this big argument. We told them that no, Park Hill is a low income area. And when the data came in, we were surprised. And Park Hill is right there among other communities. It's right there. Only because the people work. Some of the people that live in those apartments, one room apartment, they paying $1,500. You will not believe it. Some are, of course, you have those who pay next to zero, $30 or no money only because they have no income. But you have a lot of people who work very hard. Liberians work. So my thing is, I think it's important to recognize. All right, it's important to recognize, to show gratefulness. Yes, this country has made us go first, but this country has made us all of what we are today. Because of the good things we've done, we've tried to remain law abiding. We obey the rules. Today, we are all of us here. We are what we are. But equally so, we have given back. The very fact that we go to work, we go to school, we try to stay out of trouble, we open businesses, we open organizations, doing a lot of good things. It has helped in a positive way to keep the community vibrant. So I think it's only because of that, if for no other reason, that area should be named Little Liberia. Because Liberians living there have made the single largest contribution in keeping the community vibrant and lifted. So those are reasons I really want us to dwell on right now, and for which I believe is very significant that it be named as such. And that when our children, our grandchildren shall have passed around many years from now, they will say, oh yes, this place, people live there who made impact and indeed were able to help the lives of other people.
Yeah, thank you, Deacon Telee Brown. A kid of today could see the name Little Liberia's Way, and it's all on the internet. I followed ELBC yesterday, and I saw this on ELBC and so many different networks. And but yet then there are other, a lot of Liberians that are still facing the challenges and living, kind of what we may term as deplorable life. As an advocate, um, somebody would argue that naming this creed has practically nothing, to do with the life that I'm living. It doesn't change the fact that I'm living, a deplorable life. It doesn't change the fact that my stove have been broken for years and nobody have been able to advocate for me. It doesn't change the fact that, the elevator has been broken for so many years and we haven't seen this leadership. It doesn't change the fact that there are potholes all over the street and nobody cares. It doesn't change the fact that we are facing these challenges and we are now hearing the voices of our leaders. What have you to say about those concerns?
I will keep it simple. Not because I have not seen heaven. If I were a non-believer, I would say I'm not going to keep praying to go there. Though I may not eat today, though I may pray for my rent to be paid, I may not get the money. It's not going to make me an unbeliever. I'm still going to believe. This leans to the fact that what Obama being president had to do with the black man. I get it. I get it. After this yesterday, I received a call from people, an organization on Park here. Said, Deacon Brown, this is not what we are looking for. Along the same lines, we need the elevators to work. And I told the person that I said, this place being named Little Liberia accentuates the cost. It raises the profile. Now, with all of the political leaders that I assembled yesterday, if you were to take a phone and call them, I'm from Little Liberia. Yes, you guys came and did something good. But our services in this building being up for 5 days. I think they will listen to you quicker because they know that all of the good things you've done have been capsulized into for them to agree that you be honored. So if they can agree that you be honored, indeed, you are doing something good, and they are part to ensure that Con Edison or National Grid do their part, or whatever repair agency repair the elevator, they have to step up the tempo. They have to do better. Okay, they will have to become much more active. I'll tell you, we have not just been doing this issue of naming. There are things we've been doing at the background. There was a forum here where what's a guy named Charles for our assemblyman, state assemblyman. I did sometimes in January, no, February, I think. Yeah, discussing the same issue about elevators being down, and that was in the middle of the cold, about the heating system not working. So these are things that can be addressed separately and even in touch and jointly, or can happen at the same time. But I'm not going to say because the elevator is not working, or I should not recognize the good things that you've done. Recognizing the good things you've done can also happen while we try to advocate for ensuring that the street is clean. I walk on our street yesterday, you see dog poop every 3 feet. Dog poop all over the place. Hello. I believe these are needs in the community that we can all jointly pursue, including advocating for the restoration of the elevator, advocating for the repair of the heating system, even organizing a more forceful way to ensure that the needs of our children, our wayward children, our mothers who don't have child care, I believe all of these issues can be addressed. Our seniors who are just sitting in the house, having nowhere to go, no activity. I believe we can all jointly pursue, all right, assistance for these people to meet all of the needs, whilst we still try to honor the good that our folks have done, or that even we are doing in the area. So that's how we address that question. But indeed, I agree with you. The needs are there, and we need to come together as community leaders to address them.
Thank you, Deacon Telee Brown. Just before I turn the stage over to Brother Fax at the other angle of the studio, I would like to ask you this question, because I know there are a couple of questions people are already concerned, and there are a series of questions that are being posted here, and we hope to allocate time to address those questions. But in the next 2 meetings, you serve the community as a community leader. I stand to be correct. President, Bo, Eula, and you just name it. And now you are an advocate, one of those that are spearheading the Little Liberia Advocates group. If not mistaken, the lead man. What do you envision for the next 5 to 10 years about this identical place that you just initiated the effort, being named Little Liberia Way. What is your vision? What do you see happening?
My vision, like I just mentioned, how the street is not clean. My immediate plan is to work with folks because there are existing organizations on Park Hill. I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. Yeah, I can seek a niche, explore it, and work to ensure that something is done. But for the most part, I want to utilize the existing structure. That street is littered with dog poop, like I said. Uh, my vision, I'm sure you've driven or you've ridden on Forest Avenue. When holiday season comes, you see that area decorated very high with lights and things of that sort. I want to see Little Liberia Way like that comes Christmas or comes uh, this summer, come July 4th, come July 26th. I want to see that street block maybe for Liberia's Independence Day. We don't need to rent a hall. We just encircle it for like 3, 4 hours and good. It's going to be summer. People pay money. We can do a dinner. We can also utilize our spot. So that's the kind of vision I have for that place to ensure that there are a lot of good things that can happen, but many a time it starts from one step. So for me, this is one giant step that we've taken to do a lot of other things for our community. And I believe with God's power, with God's will, who continue to stir our hands, we will do that. We'll work with the existing authorities. We have associations we're going to work with to ensure that that street, at least, we're going to start small. We are not going to say all of Park Hill, but at least the street called Little Liberia, we're going to make sure that there's a difference showing on our street and not just a name. Because a few months from now, a few years from now, we're going to say, oh, just a name? Oh, yes. And the name is good enough. It's good enough. We could say yes, period. Boom, we got a name. We've done a lot. But I believe as people who are still, along these walls, there are things we can do to ensure that the lives of the people there are improved. If it's just going to be buying buckets, buying stuff to put it, papers to make them available like you see at the park when your dog poop, take it out, put it in this bucket or stuff like that. Those are things we intend doing. And like I said, when holidays come, ensure that the street is decorated in that kind of a fashionable way. And that's what we intend to be doing in the near future.
Well, folks, if you just joining us, we are fortunate to have with us the Honorable Deacon Telee Brown. Deacon Telee Brown is the lead when person towards the Little Liberia Way that was just let's say named this gone Saturday. We're going to be shortly taking the folks' comments and contributions through our social media pages. But until then, let me join Brother Fasa at the other angle of our studio. Brother Fasa, you can take it from there.
Thank you so much, Brother Lever. I'd like us to take a comment from Debbie Rose, who the former councilwoman that are part of this project.
Community, and I want to say welcome and thank you to you also. I am really excited and honored and humbled to see the faces of my newfound friends to see if there were some familial features that would tie me to Liberia. The Liberian community claimed me and bestowed upon me the title Honorary Liberian, and I proudly accepted. That was one of the best things that ever happened to me. We worked for the nose, right? I got that. Awesome. We worked together to start new organizations, and you were already doing this, but new organizations started that would advance the cause of our Liberian brothers and sisters. SILCA, Staten Island Liberian Community Association, the Liberian Cultural Association, Sister Esther, who had started a social service organization and aided the growth of African refugees. We worked to address the trauma of our children who wore the scars of war. We fought the city to allow the market women to sell their wares on the sidewalk of this very corner. We worked feverishly to curtail Ebola, and we rallied together to get TPS and DED extended several times, even taking that fight to City Hall. The Liberian community has encountered many challenges, hardships, and victories, which is demonstrative of your strength, your courage, and resiliency. It has been a long journey to this well-deserved day for this community, and the street naming will be a constant reminder of all the contributions that Liberians have made to this community and Staten Island. So let all proud Liberians know that this is our day. We have staked your claim here in this community of Park Hill. And yes. And I, as a proud honorary Liberian, have the great honor in being able to celebrate this day with you. I want to thank you for embracing me, for all the time that we worked together. I am very humbled. I'm humbled by the hard-working, dedicated community that resides here in Park Hill.
Deacon Brown, how was it like working with former Councilman David Rose on this project? Deacon Brown, can you hear me? Deacon Brown, can you hear me? Oh, I think he has problem hearing us. I know there's some issues. I know Deacon Brown have some problem due to technical issues hearing us. He's trying to make some adjustment. I think he's trying to get his headpiece and what have you. But time is winding down, which is our biggest enemy. I'm very setting. Once we have those adjustments, we want to go back to him to take. Oh, Deacon Brown, you gotta log out and log back in. You gotta go out and come back in. I think we'll be able to help you. Go out and come back in. Can you hear us now? Deacon Brown. It means you gotta log out and log back in.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, Deacon. Can you hear us? Oh my God, we can hear you. Can you log back? Can you log out and log in? Minister Levi, can you help me out? Maybe just send him a text to see. I don't know. Deacon Brown, we can hear you. You're not hearing us. I don't know what's happening. He's muted. Deacon Brown, you gotta unmute yourself. You are muted. You gotta unmute.
I think he's trying to, because we already out of time, so he's trying to log out and log in.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So Minister Levi, why you make up this great achievement on the Park Hill?
I think it's very important to reference the fact that Liberians have lived on the Park Hill or in the Park Hill community or on Park Hill Avenue, and they have contributed a lot to this whole community. However, it is incumbent upon the leaders to practically perfect those things. And what do I mean? We have the same things in Africa. If you don't mind, we have a lot of agencies in Africa, other places. The name, they give a beautiful name, beautiful street, but those are just the names, and they are historical. Don't get me wrong; they are historical. They are good, but we ought to do more when it comes to bettering the lives of the common people because they do not believe in the names. You and I that apparently went to school will believe in the name, the kind of let's say stuff that we're setting up to remember efforts that were made. But the old man, the old pop in our Liberian pattern, the old man, the old pop in the building there don't care about the name. So in as much as it is positive, but we ought to also contribute some
More.
efforts in ensuring that they can practically feel those things that we want to do in making their lives better. But again, that's a good initiative. It's a proud thing to see this street being named after Liberia, in that Liberians came here and they settled here. They live here, even like Deacon Brown said, if years pass by and this place is no longer the way it is today, tomorrow the street name still lives. Okay, but we ought to also commensurate that effort with bettering the lives of our people.
Deacon Brown, if you listen to the comment from Debbie Rose, she's so passionate. You could hear from her voice about the Liberian people. How was it like working with her on this project?
It was great. In fact, it made the project halfway done. The very fact I was working with Debbie Rose. Debbie has been a darling to the Liberian community from just many years, even before she ascended to that seat. So it's not like someone who just came to identify with the Liberian community because of political interest. So long before, when she was a community board member, she identified with, she held say Sam Daniel. Those were people that she worked with very closely, and those people they worked together like 30 years ago before even we came around here. So she's been involved with us. So when I approached her office, but then she was still city council member, I said, Debbie, our people have been here many years, and I know you've been doing a lot, and you still want to do more. But in the midst of everything else, we want something to be done that will really make us to be remembered, to understand that Liberians they live here. Because you will agree with me that the coming of Liberians on Park Hill has significantly changed the area. And she said, yes, Deacon Brown, where did you get the idea from? I said, but Debbie, we've said this in other places, but I'm just thinking that whether we could structure this and make it happen. Say, yes, start the paperwork. So for me, just engaging her or she being in the right place at the right time was a big help, was a big step in the right direction. So yes, she helped a whole lot. So when she was saying this thing passionately, I said, yeah, this is indeed a lover of Liberians and Liberia. And she's showing this in many ways. When we were, I think when Debbie became city council person, I was leaving. Yeah, I was not in leadership. It was Orita, my former vice president. She was the president at the time. And they worked together very smoothly. When I was president, it was someone else. But even at that, she was not council president, but she was very much involved. I mean, she provided a lot of directions on how for things to be done. And she's been very helpful. She's been very helpful. She was really speaking from her heart, and she meant it. She really meant it. Yeah.
Deacon Brown, let's just take some comment here. There's this one from Mazola Gizi. How long is the street, and is it a street that is used by many vehicles?
Oh yeah. The street is actively used. The street is actively used. It's between a residential. It's between a business. It's between Home Depot and a project building. In fact, I would say one side is multiple project buildings, and the other side is business area, Home Depot. Sorry, the sound is very low. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
There's another one here. Naming the street after Liberia is a good historical symbol. Is it more about history than putting food on your table? What do you say about that?
I think it's all is more of is all together. It's naming the street and also putting food on your table. Because one does not negate the other. Putting food on your table doesn't stop you from naming somebody or performing certain basic things, especially ones that have one that will go with posterity, that posterity will come and see and judge. That in no way inhibits one from helping to secure food, secure shelter, secure clothing. That does not stop it.
Oh my God.
It helps to raise the profile.
Great. Great.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh my
So
God,
I know time
I'm
is
going
our,
off again.
yeah, I know we have to go. Time is our biggest enemy. But as we were talking about improving the street, there's
I'm going. I'm
somebody
not
here.
hearing you.
Yeah, somebody here who said that great, the brothers of substance will be obliged to work with
You
you.
want me to log off and log back on?
Yeah, maybe just to conclude, maybe in 5 minutes, you can do that. Maybe you give us your parting comment. But what we want to say here, if you're an organization on Park Hill or around Park Hill, around the Stapleton area, there are a lot we can do to maintain that street. As Deacon Brown rightly said, the street need to
I will
be
log
clean.
off and log back on.
Okay, the street need to be clean. Can some
Uh,
organization volunteer on a Saturday? Just come around there and clean up the street and get some basket, some garbage can and just place them on the street around there. So people who move around there can make sure that whenever you walk your dog, you make sure that you pick up after your dog, you know, and get the feces away and make sure we keep it clean. And there are people who are willing. You can come there to help to beautify the street. Do you want to paint the sidewalk? We can do that. Paint it white. Or maybe do you want to put some flowers around there? I don't know whether we are authorized to do that. I think that's have to do with the park department. But these are things we can find out. If you have a project that you want to implement over there, get in touch with Deacon Brown. We can find out the best way possible. Which city agency is responsible? Whether they can give us the authority to go ahead and do it, or they can do it. We can do it through them to make sure that not just the name, but the street in itself is reflected as Little Liberia Way. I know Liberia people are decent people. Wherever they live, they like to look good. You see how they dress. People sometimes are concerned if the dress they ask them. Because some other people, if they dress so nice, they think they are going out on a date. But if Liberian people are very clean sort of people, we like to look very beautiful, so we want to beautify that place. You see how we sit here and we look here. We want to make that street represent us. That if you pass there, Deacon Brown, I was saying something. Maybe some people, some group out there want to beautify the street. They can just get over there and maybe start planting flowers or doing other things. And I say, in case there's any group that want to get in touch with you, maybe to help clean up the street, bring up some garbage can, as you initially mentioned. What that means that people can reach you to help maintain the street.
oh, just my number, my name, Telee Brown at Yahoo directly, or my telephone number, which I know is somewhere. I will give it 718-496-7492. Or you can email me at telebrown1@gmail.com, telebrown1@gmail.com, or telebrown@yahoo.com. So there are multiple means of contacting me.
Yep, we should not just put the name up there, but let the name represent us. Liberian people dress, they look good, they
Yeah,
ride good
thank
cars.
you.
And you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So let's
Yep.
make that street look good. Deacon Brown, I was thinking maybe there could be a group who want to plant some trees, some flowers. Can we go ahead and do that? Or we got city agency we got to go through? How is that done? They can get in touch with you if they want to do that to see how we can figure that out. I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
time is our biggest enemy.
yeah.
We just like to take your part in comment. Levi, is there anything from you before Deacon Brown give us his part in comment?
Uh, I just want to say to Deacon Brown, thank you for the initiative, and those that started this process with you, uh, that might not have reached the finishing line, but they contributed, like you said, in their little ways, morally, to ensure that this historic project is achieved. We just want to say bravo to the entire team, wherever you are. We say thank you so very much, and we look forward to, working with you to ensuring that it doesn't just stop here. It continues with making the common people or the little people that do not have time for the name, but have time for their day-to-day life. Somebody said, put the food on the table, feel a part of this project. So I want to say bravo, let's keep it up, and we foresee greater things at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.
Deacon Brown, just before you give us a parting comment, we want to make our platform available. Let's start the little things. Let's clean the streets. Let's
Yeah.
find a day. Let's select the day, Saturday. Let us know so we can create awareness. Let's clean the
Thank you.
street,
Thank
and we can tell people who want to volunteer to get us garbage can, those street garbage can that we can put over there. So
Yeah.
let's decide that whatever day you decide for us to have a cleanup campaign for that street. So we can, our platform is available for awareness that we can do that to be able to reach out. So how well we can be able to maintain that street, not just putting the name up there,
Yeah.
but want a name to represent us. Please give us your parting comment tonight.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And like you rightly emphasize. We mentioned that earlier that it's not just going to be naming the street and walking away. We believe, and like I heard when I got back, I heard you saying we wear nice clothes, wear good cars, got good homes. We should make the street represent us, and that's what we really want to do. And this summer, we're going to make sure that street begins to be transformed. We will work with people. We're going to take support. We're going to take donation. We just want to maybe put a structure together. Yeah, naming the street may have all been more or less a few man operation, but when it comes down to doing the rest of the other things, I don't think it's just going to be Telee Brown sitting somewhere collecting stuff. No, I think we need to structure this, put the necessary teamwork together so that we can ensure that that street is made clean and a true it's developed. Let me say it like that. It's developed to be like if you drive on Forest Avenue during the summer, it's all lit, it's all decorated with Christmas greetings and stuff like that. We want to make Little Liberia Way look like that. So those are things that we are envisioning. But we work with volunteers to put the structure together to make sure that this happens. In my parting comment, I just want to say thank you to folks that came before us, alive and deceased. We want to say thank you to the political leadership, past and present, our own Debbie Rose, our current councilwoman, council president Camilla Hanks. We just get in touch with her, and she's like a good spirited person who can do a lot for us. I want to say just thanks to all of those who wish us well when this was being performed. Even those who thought that would not happen, the naysayers want to say, well, come and see. There is indeed a God. But as this has happened, that's not the end. There are things to do. We will encourage your volunteerism to ensure that that street represent us. And like we say in answering one question, naming the street is not all, because naming the street does not hit the buildings. Naming the street does not make the elevator work. Naming the street does not provide food or rent for the people. We are willing, we are able, like we've always done at some lower pace and at some other means. We work with the necessary authorities to ensure that some of the needs of the people are alleviated or are addressed in some meaningful way. So it's not just going to be naming the street and walking away. We will team up, we'll work with everybody to ensure that the good things that come with naming the street happen. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Deacon Brown. The platform is here, is for the community. Let us plan something to see how we can clean the street. Let us keep it very clean, and we can move on to something else.
Definitely.
And Boss Group have already committed to working with you. So,
Okay.
Boss, come up with a plan and reach out to Telee Brown and tell us what you guys are willing to do.
Thank you.
Our street, Little Liberia Way.
Boss,
Those-
that's the guy, right? That's my guy from Lutheran Church, right?
That's a guy. That's a big guy. I lost
Yeah,
your
yeah.
BM boy. I seen him.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a guy.
Yeah, be my boy. Okay.
Okay, he said he's willing and he's
Okay.
committed. So,
Yeah.
Mr.
Okay, that's good.
Mr.
That's
Mr.
good.
Chairman, call Deacon Brown and tell Deacon
Okay.
Brown what you willing to do with your group.
Yeah,
And I
we'll
know your
talk.
group will be more than willing to contribute to this whole great
Yeah,
initiative.
we have a lot of organizations on Park Hill there. We'll work with them to ensure that change is brought in the area.
Absolutely. That's all we need. We can put this together. But until then, this is how we go home tonight. And see you on Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you
guys.
for being our guest.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it a whole lot. Okay, guys.
I'll be chilling on a Friday.
You log off, right?
Play some shows
Yeah.
on Saturday. If you ask me what my best day is, it's when I praise you on Sunday morning. I got my throat in my mind. I love you.